guys! Welcome back to Maddy Makes, the channel where I make stuff. My name is Maddy, and this week we will be making, not coffins, because obviously I'm not very good at it, but we'll be making embroidered fish. And the drama is because I've been gone for like a year. But I'm up to a bunch of fun stuff, not just depressing stuff like last time. I fell in love. I've made a lot of cool art. I've done a lot of healing and recovering, and I'm ready to get back to it and start making even more. Anyways, welcome back. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to make more. And I have, dare I say, big plans. Big plans. Thanks for being here, and please watch if you would like to find out how to make a sequin fish. Hi, this is my sequin collection, and I realized that this is almost like craft gluttony, but this is my collection of like new and vintage sequins. So these are vintage from a seed store in Toronto. Where are you? And then these are all, unfortunately, Amazon. These are vintage from Thrift Craft. These as well. This is from Toronto, from Thrift Craft. These are the fish that we're gonna be making. This is a fish that I haven't put a back on. Thief, I smell you. And this is what it'll look like in product, like on a hat with a pin back on it sewn. The fish that I've made, I really like these stars in their mouths. Normally I have nice scissors, by the way. Nope.
I had to mute all the clips cause I was watching Gray's sews.
Okay, so the materials you will need for this are a cotton non-stretch fabric, sequins obviously, thread and needle, and also gumption. You need lots of that for this. A good pair of scissors, definitely a safety pin, and a hot glue gun, as well as some cardboard go a long way as well. So the first thing you see me doing here is tacking down the sequin, which will appear to be in the fish's mouth. And then I'm using satin stitches to go back and forth and make a half circle head shape, which you'll see coming together here. Also, I never know if people want me to talk over these or if they prefer to just watch. So I guess just like, let me know about that. I don't have to talk. It is my YouTube channel, so I can do whatever I want, but you know what I mean.
Okay, you get the point. Satin stitch till you're happy with the head shape.
Okay, queens, the fun part now. Now we get to choose our sequin colors. So fun. Oh, JK, I'm doing the eyeball first. I used this star sequin, but I would prefer to have used a bead. So I would say in your fish, just use a bead. But now is the fun part where we get to choose shiny sequins. And how I go about attaching the sequins is just in rows, and I go back and forth alternating colors because I like mine to be striped fish, but you can do whatever you want. Okay, hi. So I just finished the first row, and what you're gonna do is zigzag back and forth through the rows, and it's pretty much you just repeat that in varying widths. So I started 3 sequins the first row, and then I increased with the 4 sequins, and then down to 4 again for the third row, and then 4th, and I start going back down again to 3 sequins. But really it's up to design choice. If you want it to be wider, just make it more sequins wide, and just kind of zigzag and repeat that over and over again until you get the size of your fish, and then you're...
Repeat for the length of fish. Tail time, baby.
Hi! To do the tail, you're just gonna satin stitch in the two sections of the tail, just like I'm showing you here. I didn't really draw out a section, but you could really do the tail however you wanted to. I just think it looks kind of cutie like this. Yeah, you could also add like fins, other fins on the fish. This is all up to stylistic choice. I just prefer like a sleeker shape for my little fish pins, but again, style.
Now repeat that for the other half of the fish tail.
Okay, let's gorge. Look at that, cute. Okay, I kind of slayed, like look at that. Wow. Okay, now we're gonna pop it off and then cut it out. I didn't want to put this board in the back. So one of the problems I had with my other fish pins that I made was that they were a bit flimsy, so they bent out of shape on clothing. So here I'm trying to add some brown paper to add some stiffness in the layers and just hot gluing it on and curling the edges of the extra fabric around the cardboard to try and like cover the back. And then when it's time to attach the safety pin, which I will show you guys how to sew in the next clip, you can just hot glue it on the back and cover up the rest of the cardboard. As you can see, a key part of my practice is burning my fingers on hot glue, so maybe be smarter than me and do like anything else. Okay, what you're gonna do next is you're going to sew a safety pin flat down to a piece of fabric, and this is what's gonna attach our pin to clothing or fabric or whatever.
Sew around the rest of the safety pin.
Okay, hi. So I'm tired and I don't want to film this. But okay, now that you have your safety pins sewn to it, you're gonna cut each one out. Glue the undersides on, and then you're gonna glue the safety pin to the back of the fish, and that's how it's gonna pin onto things. The pin backs that I bought are so bad, so don't use those. Just use a safety pin sewn to a little piece of fabric, hot glued on the back. Okay, do we see the final result? Very shiny, very gorgeous, and pins to my shirt, and you can pin it to anything you want.
That is how pins work, babe.
Wow, is it good? See how it's a safety pinned on. Nice.
Who took the bomb?
This is so dramatic. Also, check out my earrings that I just made. Low key, they're kind of gorgeous. They're like pierced seashells. Sorry, this is really close to my face. Perhaps.